What's up, Legacy Builders? I'm Rob.
I'm Reshawn, and this is Learn, Hustle, Grow.
Learn, Hustle, Grow is about creating a legacy. We're sharing our passions for money, marriage, and travel with other legacy builders like you.
Rob and I have been on this journey to become debt-free and build wealth for 10 years now. We are often asked the question, what would we do differently if we were just getting started?
Like many people in their 20s, we graduated college, acquired debt, and became parents. Not together and not necessarily in that order.
By the way, the kid thing worked out great. At the time of this recording, we are the proud parents of a 19 and 24-year-old.
We love our boys. We also love that we're still young enough to enjoy our lives now that they're legal adults.
Can't wait to hear more? First, click like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. You don't want to miss a future video.
In our 30s, we were focused on the American dream. What does that mean exactly?
Building careers, paying off debt, raising children, and falling in love.
We were both on board with home ownership and real estate investing. Neither of us had considered the idea of living in a small multifamily.
This is actually a common practice in the city of Chicago, where there are plenty of 2 to 4 unit buildings available. Older buildings actually have apartments that exceed 1,000 square feet in size.
It's not unusual to have a landlord live in the building with you. These owners are engaged in an opportunity to build generational wealth.
When we decided to explore becoming real estate investors in 2013, we were already homeowners.
The idea of living in a smaller DFW apartment probably would have felt like a step backward.
Honestly, we just did not have the mindset to make the adjustment. In our defense, 2 to 4 units are not as commonly available in the DFW market as they are in the city of Chicago.
So we turned our first home, commonly referred to as a starter home, into our first rental.
While this worked out great, we can't help but think how much further along we would be in the real estate game had we done our homework.
Like other investors, we can only share based on our experience, education, and observation.
If we knew then what we know now, Rob and I both agree that our first joint real estate purchase would have been a property with 2 to 4 units.
Should you choose to accept this mission, you would live in 1 unit and rent out the remainder. The goal is to live rent-free.
Depending on the amount of rental income, the tenants would actually pay all or most of the mortgage. This is called house hacking.
This is an opportunity for a homeowner to become an investor. Living on the property will enable you to pay off debt faster and save for your next investment.
The loan application process is the same. You can purchase 1 to 4 units with as little as 3.5% down if you live on the property.
If you can qualify for a single-family mortgage, you can qualify for a duplex in the same price range.
If the lender takes the rental income into consideration, the amount of the loan would increase.
Keep in mind, it could mean a change in neighborhood in order to locate a multi-unit property in your budget.
Understanding the lending vehicles available has allowed us to take advantage of opportunities. Check out our video, How We Paid Off Our Mortgage in 5 Years.
Are you open to a fixer-upper? Yep, just like Chip and Joanna on HGTV, the worst house in the best neighborhood.
Are you a business owner in need of a storefront? You could live above your own cafe, boutique, or sports memorabilia store.
If so, you're in luck. The FHA 203K loan makes it all possible.
The Housing and Urban Development website describes the 203K loan program as turning fixer-uppers into dream homes.
Also known as a rehab loan, the program is available to homeowners purchasing 1 to 4 units.
If you are willing to purchase a fixer-upper, this loan allows you to borrow enough to cover the cost of repairs and the property itself.
The lender will spread the cost over the term of your loan agreement.
There are 2 203K options available based upon the dollar amount of the repairs needed. This is a discussion to have with your lender.
Guys, this is why we do this. There are so many options. We love real estate and we want to see you build generational wealth with it.
So what's the catch? While FHA sets the guidelines, lenders are allowed to create their own criteria. You'll want to confirm the criteria for a 203K loan with your HUD-approved lender.
When it comes to a lender, there are big banks, credit unions, smaller banks, and mortgage companies. We have never applied for a mortgage via a credit union or a small locally owned bank.
Having purchased through both a big bank and a small mortgage lender, we've had the best experience with the small lender. Unfortunately, it was difficult to maintain a single contact with the big bank.
There seemed to be a higher turnover. Of course, this made it difficult to develop relationships. If you plan to purchase multiple properties, it definitely helps to have a personal relationship.
In our video, New Investors Buying Rental Property, we cover 4 basic requirements to begin investing in real estate.
If you haven't watched that video, you should check it out after this one. It should be no surprise that one of the 4 requirements is credit.
Number 1, credit. The minimum credit score required ranges between 620 and 640, depending on the lender. Don't know your credit score?
You can get it free through Credit Karma. Remember, the higher the credit score, the better your interest rate.
Number 2, debt to income ratio. The Consumer Protection Bureau states that 43% is the maximum DTI allowed to receive a loan.
Your debt to income ratio is your monthly debt divided by your gross monthly income. There's an online calculator for that.
If you don't already have enough reasons to pay off your debt, opportunities like this are part of your why. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Exceptions to the debt to income cap can be made for buyers with higher credit scores. Who says you don't need credit?
Number 3, down payment. You need a down payment of 3.5% or more. Yes, a lower payment makes it easier to get in. Just remember, a lower down payment means a higher monthly payment.
Number 4, owner occupancy. As with any FHA loan, you are required to live in the renovated property for at least 1 year. You do not have to be a first-time home buyer.
The low down payment and the fact that you don't have to be a first-time homeowner makes the 203K a win for most investors.
Also, a fixer-upper opens the door to a neighborhood that might otherwise be out of your price range.
Keep in mind, it will take longer to achieve cash flow if the units are not suitable for occupancy.
The condition of the property also determines whether or not you will need housing while the repairs are being done.
To learn more about eligible homes and improvements, go to HUD.gov and type in 203K.
Never done a fixer-upper before? At the time of this video, neither have we. Don't worry, DIY is actually discouraged when using this program.
The lender will provide you with a list of 203K contractors to work with. We think that's awesome.
In order to receive the funds to do the work yourself, you will have to demonstrate the required contractor knowledge and skills.
Why are we sharing all of this with you? This is the kind of stuff we wish we had known at the beginning of our journey. When I purchased my first home, I had not yet begun to explore the idea of financial freedom.
The plan was always to work hard, make lots of money, and have a good life.
If that's your plan, great. As you have no doubt discovered, the key is to make your money work for you. For most Americans, your primary source of income is a job.
If you love your job, great. Even if you don't, you can still leverage your income to build wealth. While money can't buy you happiness, it can buy you options.
Each of us must define happiness for ourselves. We've said it before and we'll say it again. Know your why. Work is most valuable when you understand why you are working.
You are working to build a legacy. Your legacy is how you will be remembered. How would it feel to put your kids through college with no student loan debt?
How would it feel to be able to care for an aging parent without the stress of worrying about money? How would it feel to be able to travel anywhere at any time?
Legacy building is about ownership. When you invest in real estate or the stock market, you've turned your dollars into employees.
The end result is an income stream that can change your life and the lives of future generations.
We believe that living rent-free in a multifamily property is one of the faster ways to reach your financial goals.
Housing is generally the largest expense in any household. If you can eliminate that expense, you have more money to invest.
Like the idea of a multifamily property but don't want to live in it? Consider a partnership. Both of you guys can be on the loan and your partner can live in it.
No partner? The 203K loan is no longer an option. Remember, someone on the loan has to live on the property.
You can still purchase a 2 to 4 unit, but you will need a 20% down payment. Are you saving your money?
Some of you are saying that you have no money, but you are spending thousands of dollars on designer brands.
We are talking to both men and women. On this journey to financial freedom, it's important that we be honest with ourselves.
Have you defined your goals? What are your priorities? Back to the business at hand.
Are you the owner of a single-family rental property? Would you rather own a multifamily?
Do what we did. Sell the single family and roll the profits into a multifamily using a 1031 exchange. We explain this tax provision in our real estate pros and cons video.
Earlier, we shared that the 203K can be used to purchase 1 to 4 units. Can you live rent-free in a single-family home?
You absolutely can, but it might not be as comfortable. This is another form of house hacking. It's called getting roommates.
Want detailed information on house hacking? Purchase the book House Hacking Strategy by Craig Curlop.
What changes are you willing to make in order to change your life? Are you ready to make your first real estate purchase?
Is your credit score in order? Do you have the motivation and mindset?
Again, house hacking in a small multifamily property is what Rob and I would consider if we knew in 2013 what we know today.
You must chart your own path. Now go out there and become a real estate mogul. See you in the next video.